Hey YouTube, what is up? We are getting a plethora of RedEyes support in Invasion of Venom. It's turning out to be a great set that supports a lot of archetypes. I'm going to go into those other archetypes in later videos, but for now let's focus on the RedEyes support we're getting. We're getting a new normal spell card called RedEyes Insight. You can only activate one RedEyes Insight per turn. The effect is send one RedEyes monster except RedEyes Black Chick from your hand or deck to the graveyard, which is cost, which is really nice, so even if your opponent negates the card, you still get to send the card you want to the graveyard, which is pretty good. You then get to add one RedEyes spell or trap from your deck to your hand except RedEyes Insight. So you can't loop it, but you could add cards like RedEyes Fusion, RedEyes Spirit, RedEyes Burn, Return to RedEyes, and RedEyes Transmigration to your hand. I'm not going to even go through the RedEyes monsters you could send because that's just silly, but you could send RedEyes Darkness Metal to your graveyard, set up some Call the Haunted plays, get some nice things going, which is a pretty dirty play once you can basically get Darkness Metal out. RedEyes Insight actually has some play with other cards we're getting in the set. Those cards being RedEyes Meteor Dragon, which is a level 6 Dark Dragon type Gemini effect monster, 1800 attack, 2000 defense. Kind of weird that it's a level 6 Gemini monster, which basically means you'd have to tribute summon it and then normal summon it again on top of that for it to get its effect. So, you know, it's not that great, but it's something you can send, and I can explain a combo with it in a little while. RedEyes Meteor Dragon's effect is this card is treated as a normal monster while face up on the field or in the graveyard. Its second effect is while this card is normal on the field, you can normal summon it to have it become an effect monster with this effect, and that effect is RedEyes monsters you control other than this card cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. So that is pretty good. It actually makes you basically have to target the RedEyes Meteor Dragon. The other card we know we are getting from Invasion of Venom for RedEyes support purposes is Meteor Black Dragon. I guess that's the localization name. The Japanese name is really long and confusing. I'm going to say it wrong, so I'm not even going to attempt it. But it's a level 8 Dark Dragon type fusion effect monster with 3500 attack and 2000 defense. Basically a RedEyes Fusion target. You can bring it out basically just by ditching a card with RedEyes Insight. Anyway, it requires one level 7 RedEyes monster and one level 6 Dragon type monster. Now right there, bells are going off in my head because that one level 6 Dragon type monster, I'm going to guarantee is going to be Light Pulsar Dragon in this deck. There is no way you're not running Light Pulsar, especially when it can bring out a fusion off of RedEyes Fusion, or it can bring back RedEyes Darkness Metal after you send it to the graveyard off of RedEyes Insight. Pretty nice stuff. Anyway, the Meteor Black Dragon has two effects. The first effect is if this card is fusion summoned, you can activate this effect, send one RedEyes monster from your deck or hand to the graveyard, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to half its original attack. Not bad at all. You could ditch RedEyes Darkness Metal and have your opponent take 2800, which is pretty nice. You could set up plays later on. You could even send RedEyes Meteor Dragon to set up later plays as well, because the second effect of Meteor Black Dragon actually is pretty decent. It says if this card is sent from the monster zone to the graveyard, you can target one normal monster in your graveyard and special summon it. Now you could special summon RedEyes, or you could special summon Meteor Dragon, because it's technically a normal monster in the graveyard, and then on your turn, if you did this, you could just normal summon it again to have it gain its effect, which is pretty decent. So all in all, we're getting some really nice RedEyes support. I'm excited to see people splashing Chaos Dragons with this deck. I don't want to make too many plays or too many calls in the future, but I really do think RedEyes Fusion is the card that's limiting this deck more than anything else. If we could find a way to make this deck work without RedEyes Fusion, I'd be pretty happy. Maybe run it as a one-of, because you could use Polymerization to bring these cards out. You don't need to use RedEyes Fusion, but the fact that you can have a searchable card is really nice. But the fact that RedEyes Fusion prevents you from normal summoning or special summoning on the turn you use RedEyes Fusion is a pretty hard thing to deal with. I mean, you can basically bring out one big monster and then you can't do anything for the rest of the turn. If you were to bring out Meteor Black Dragon and your opponent destroys it, you really can't even get around it, and then its effect doesn't even trigger because you can't special summon the same turn you use RedEyes Fusion. So RedEyes Fusion really is what's inhibiting RedEyes at this point. I hope we get a errata or we get a new RedEyes Polymerization type card, hopefully sometime in the future, hopefully an Invasion of Venom, because this set's turning out to be absolutely fantastic for a ton of archetypes. But anyway, that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you liked the video, don't forget to follow me on Twitter @Schwabs or like my Facebook page. The links to those are in the description, and don't forget to click subscribe because it's free, it's fun, and I'll see you guys in the next one.